ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे नमः। ॐ 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 ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे।
Right. It is, isn't it? God dang. Okay. All right. Hello, guys. So I have a really, really busy day today. Um, I have a lot going on right now. And due to security reasons, I can't really discuss a lot of my plans in social media. Like, for example, if I were moving out of the house that I've been living in since 2020, I wouldn't announce it. If I were moving today, I would not announce it to social media. It just would not be, kosher for me to do that. But I wanted to come and talk about this person real quick. And, you know, I understand that there are a lot of people in this world that really have a low expectation for black men, especially on YouTube. So a low lifed, down and out black man could come to this website and be just as low down and dirty as he wants. And people will encourage it and pat him on his head because that's exactly what people want to see black men doing. So, I was actually just sitting here doing my meditations with Shiva, doing my meditations with Kali Ma, working pretty much. Basically, is what I was doing. Um, but I wanted to come and speak about this real quick because I think that this would be good information for people to know. Okay. First of all, I am a high priestess of witchcraft, of magic. Okay. And I'm here to tell you that you have a lot of people on this website that want to be me so bad, but they don't qualify to be me. And one of the reasons why is because the one thing that I do not use is I do not use the Bible. I do not touch it. Mainly because of all of the abuses of women and children in that Bible. So, as a woman, I'm not touching it. Um, as a witch, I can handle my business and my problems another way. But this person is speaking about generational curses. If you are a witch and you walk away from the chains of religion, your generational curses are broken. Because there's a lot that's tied into that. It's a lot. So if you are a witch and you walk away from religion, generational curse is broken. In fact, the Bible actually curses not just generations of black people, but generations of all people. It does. The Bible is nothing but a curse. It is. It is what it is from the beginning to the end. It's nothing but a curse, and it's not even a so-called real type of situation is mainly just like probably folkloric or, kind of like a mind over matter type of thing. Hey, sissy, good morning. It's a mind over matter type of thingy, but I do feel that there are spirits attached to that. So for me, as a witch, if I were to have a ignorant, upset male reading out of the Bible every day against me, I would know how to defend myself. And I do. I do. And I'll show it to you real quick on how to defend against any kind of Bible curse. It's just a simple reversal with a black candle. Ain't that big of a deal. Okay? It isn't. Um, and then sage out your house. I want to get on the treachery of a biblical religious male, though. I want to talk about that for a second. And why these types of males are not attractive to a witch. You're just not. You're not attractive to a witch. A witch is not going to be interested in you. This is the reason why you're going to wake up on Thursday morning. You're going to find yourself blocked from their messenger, blocked from their social media, and they're not going to want to talk to you. And we don't have to. Okay. No witch wants to be with a man like you. And you can't generate. Now here's what I want to say. First of all, for me as a black woman, the Bible is a generational curse. Christianity is a generational curse. It is. And it's not just because I'm black, because there's a lot of white people that feel the same way. I have a lot of white clients. I do. And they feel the exact same way. Okay. They feel as though it's a generational curse on them because, people pretty much know the Bible. Okay. And so, but the Bible specifically curses black people, African people in the curse of Ham. So, as a black person, I would never use the Bible for that purpose because it's easy come, easy go. It really is. If I'm going to curse somebody, I'm going to curse them long term. I'm not going to read out of a Bible. If I feel like I need to handle or deal with a black person, I'm going to put a real curse on them. I'm going to put a real curse on them because I'm a witch. You are actually in a weaker position. So, for example, my ex who is bitter, my ex who is upset because none of his crap worked. He's saying that I generationally curse my own family. No, actually, that's something that you tried to do by reading the Bible. But in reality, you're talking to yourself because anytime you have read Psalms 109, and then also, if you guys notice, this is a reversal of Psalms 109. As well as a reversal of slavery spirits that bind people. So this is the way that we do this with black candles, and I'm actually going to order some larger black candles from Michael's today because I need some black candles. Okay, some larger ones because I want to let this burn. I probably will even order some 7-day black candles because it's definitely black candle time. Okay, so listen, if you are a religious man and you try to curse me and you try to curse my children and you try to curse my business and you try to curse my life with the Bible, you're going to always suffer from those curses. You are. And going on a vacation is not going to prove anything different. Any and all curses that you send to me are going to get sent back to you very quickly. I'm talking about within seconds. It doesn't take several years to send a curse back. It takes seconds to do it. I do it every single day because you have people that get up in the morning and instead of them going to work, instead of them speaking blessings on people, instead of them wishing people the best, they are trying to curse people. So let's talk about Psalms 109 curse. I've read that entire curse, and if I were a witch, I would never go nowhere near it, and I wouldn't touch it. I would never curse somebody with Psalms 109, because when you think about it, that curse is number one, it's subpar. I would never use that curse on anybody. I've done it before and I'll never do it again. I actually had to clear myself of all kinds of bad karma. I don't play around with it because of the way that it's worded. It's not worded properly. It's not, because what that curse does is curses you. That curse will curse you, because every single thing that you are invoking this curse to do to another person, Psalms 109, you've done it. You're guilty of it. So you're saying, "Oh Lord, this person has done this upon me and do this and do that and put Satan up on that person." Well, first of all, most of us witches work with Satan. So Satan ain't going to do nothing to harm us. So you're already at a lowered position at that point, right? So you're trying to turn our friends against us. Like, you could never turn Satan against us. Satan is always going to work for us. So that's number one, why it would be subpar. But when you think about it, you are contradicting yourself, because you are the one that are, you're guilty of why you decided to invoke Satan. So Satan is actually mentioned in Psalm 109. So you're invoking Satan. You're summoning Satan and you're asking Satan to curse this person for doing what you're doing. So it doesn't make any sense. Okay. So, this is a very popular curse that is being used by Christians. And then let's talk about the fact that this is a black male that is also hated by his ancestors, is literally living in a county where the water supply is provided by Lake Lanier. Oh, honey. Oh, aren't you the stupidest person that ever existed upon the earth? You realize that our ancestors, their essence flows through your pipes every day, and they're not going to change it. They're not going to change it. Lake Lanier supplies the water supply in Gwinnett County. Is anybody familiar with Lake Lanier? One EQL, sweetheart. Are you familiar with Lake Lanier? Lake Lanier used to be a city called Oscarville. And Oscarville was a flourishing town that was created by blacks and natives. It was taken over. I'm not going to give the full story. I'm going to give a Cliff's Notes version. It was taken over. Oh, there's tons and tons of videos on it, sis. It's very popular. It was taken over by the government through eminent domain, and they ran all of those people from their land. Now, some of the people, which we never know the real story, because I can imagine that if somebody was trying to run me from my land, I wouldn't leave. So they tried to offer them very low money. Okay, the colonizers tried to offer them very low money for their land and their homes. And so some people refused to live. Guess what they probably did? They refused to leave. They died. They were murdered. Also, it was an entire town. There was a cemetery. There was cars and power lines and things of that nature. So what ended up happening is that town ended up getting flooded to create a water supply, which, if you live in Gwinnett County, You are bathing and drinking and cooking with and cleaning your dishes with that water that holds the spirit of those ancestors. Now, there was some Native Americans, and I don't know any Native Americans, which I know, sis, I don't like. I know you don't like that term, Native American. I don't know why. I guess natives. I guess we can say natives, right? I just want to say it for the purposes of understanding. Okay. But there were also, Indian tribes or what have you that lived in Oscarville, and they don't read the Bible. I mean, I'm pretty sure that there are some people that are religious that are from that bloodline, but they don't do that. They, it's a totally different culture. You as a black man wake up every day hateful, vindictive, Uncle Ruckusing, basically the black male version of Karening people every single day, hating on witches, obsessed with witches, feeling like you have the right to rape witches. You wake up every single day spouting a bunch of gibberish and nonsense from your Bible, and you're angry and mad because us witches have a recourse for it. You cause all these problems. You lie to people. You tell people that you can give them the same results with your Bible as witchcraft, and you can't. You have been promising people money. In fact, guys, one of the constituents of this person that is attacking me right now sent me a PayPal request for $785. And this is not a client. This is somebody that I don't know, don't recognize, sent it to my, because I actually have two PayPals. Okay. Sent it to my PayPal requesting money from me. Okay. Now, I'm like, what is this? This happened like probably like maybe 30 minutes ago. Okay. So obviously I canceled the money request because I don't know this person and I don't owe them any money. This is not a client that I've ever dealt with. And my clients don't even use that PayPal. But you promised all those people money. You said that your Christianity was going to bring them boatloads and abundance of money. And it didn't, did it? Did it ever bring those people money? Did it ever help their businesses flourish? No, it didn't. So is it a witch's fault that you played the fool? Remember, I told y'all about that movie that I watched? And this is something that happens, and it's happened historically, where all this whole town, there was the witches, and then there was the people that were attending church. And all of the people that were attending church, their crops died. They kept praying every Sunday. Their crops died. Their animals got sick. Their businesses went to ruin while they were praying to this God. Guess what they did? Instead of figuring out that God wasn't going to do a damn thing for them financially, they went and started stalking and harassing the witches. I got to get the name of that movie so y'all can see it. The witches' crops flourished. Their crops grew. Their land grew. Their businesses grew. They were very abundant, the witches. So these men who are supposed to be smart, just like this man that woke up on Thursday talking about poverty and curses, because he's mad, because he's wrong, okay, and is going to be financially strapped for the rest of his life because he doesn't want to admit that he's wrong, okay. They went to the witches and attacked them. because they were jealous. Now, here's what doesn't make any sense. You worship an all-powerful God, right? Why did God let your crops die? No, instead, they put it all off on the witches. The witches did it. Even though your God is supposed to destroy the witches, your God is supposed to murder the witches, your God is supposed to strike down the witches. But instead, your God dried up your crops. Can you imagine the utter ignorance and stupidity of a person that would do that? And so the witches were like, well, it ain't our fault that you in church every Sunday and it ain't doing you no good. This is your fault, you witch. And she was like, I haven't done anything to you. I mind my own business. I just practice my spiritual beliefs. This has been the case in the story over and over and over again, and nobody will ever understand it. So then what they end up doing is they end up stealing from people. They start thieving to make up for it and says, well, my God told us to steal from you. Well, why? I'm the one went out there and sold my seeds and planted my seeds. Why should you get what I worked for as a witch? And this is literally what is happening in our society with men like that. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that there are a host of witches watching this person and lighting black candles on this person because it doesn't make any sense. First of all, you are not an expert. You practice a religion that literally cursed your entire bloodline, and you still worship a deity that cursed your bloodline, told you you were cursed, told you that your existence was a curse, and you're going to tell a witch, a pagan slash Satanist, that she generationally cursed her family, even though you are a Christian that won't wake up. And this is the constant and consistent struggle in these people's minds. Now, I've got to go. I can't stay here long because I've got to go outside and do my outside burns and stuff to clear stuff up. I've got to go and sage my house. I like to sage my house every Thursday. Typically, I like to get it done on Wednesday, but they get very desperate and they will go all the way, and it's kind of like, so this man is upset because he's blocked. He can't communicate with me. He's blocked. So instead of him realizing and waking up and being wise and realizing why you're blocked, why I have no interest in speaking to you. I have no interest in speaking to you. One EQ, I'm not racist at all. You said even if it's useless, I have accepted the confusion and low key racism of others. I'm never racist, ever. And I understand what you're saying, and that's not what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I that's not what I'm doing. So no, that you must be confused today because there's no way I would ever be racist. That's ignorant. It's hatred. It's dumb, and I don't do racism at all. But I hear what you're saying. You're saying that you feel that you are a real native and a black person. You're a Native American. A lot of black people feel that way, and that's understandable. And I agree with you. I agree with you. Okay. But it just that's not necessarily what we're talking about. I was just bringing up Oscarville and what had happened. And you don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept it. Mhm. Yeah. You don't have to accept it though. That's what I'm saying. Why would you feel the need to accept that? It's meant to upset you. It's being bought up still in 2024 to upset you. That's it, to get you emotional. But you don't have to be emotional about it because it's something that you have the power to overcome. And you already know it, sis. Okay. So don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And see, this black male is conjuring up those energies and spouting them towards all of us, towards black women that are within a 3-state range. He's putting those energies out in the universe. He's been doing it since he woke up this morning. And sis, last night, baby, what I did was I was out there working with that moon. And see, whenever you see me doing a ritual with the moon, you probably would have to take my witchy class to understand why I'm doing that. So, what I was doing was I was connecting with the moon with prosperity, abundance, and healing energies, is what I was doing. He's trying to hurt people. That's all he wants to do is hurt people. Mainly and probably because I'm not even going to speculate as to why this man has such a terrible void inside of him. I can't figure it out. It's like I said, he can never be satisfied ever. In fact, he told me that he replaced me with another woman, but what sense does it make where you have a suitable replacement for me, but you're still upset about me? It would be okay and perfectly fine to me for you to ignore me. But since he apparently doesn't have a suitable replacement for me, he's crying about being blocked. I can assure you that if he were not blocked in my messenger, having a direct line of communication to me, that he wouldn't be posting things in social media. He would send all of that hatred and visceral just to me. And yeah, I'd be able to handle it because, whenever he's going through that confusion, sis, I already know what it is. Because he's going to try to change history with his Bible. He's going to try to make it seem like, if y'all remember a few weeks ago, he kept saying that my mother was a bomb, even though my mother worked every single day for everything that she had. My mother had a powerful work ethic. My mother, she was a Virgo. She couldn't help it. She constantly worked. My mother was not only she worked a full-time job, but my mother also ran a business in addition to her full-time job. My mother owned 4 houses. He's claiming now that my mother only owned a house for 3 years. And see, this is because he's never owned one house. His name was put on a house. That's it. But you don't own it if you ain't earned it. You don't own it if you have not actually paid for it. So that's why he wants to just stomp out all the hard work and the legacy of my mother, because he hasn't done a damn thing in 47 years and probably won't ever. That is the reality of it. Now, he's had 3 or 4 years to invest in a business, that of which he has not done it. Instead, what he has invested in is poverty. He spent all of his money on poverty, contributing to poverty, and that's it. And if you contribute to poverty, it has no return. There is no ROI on an investment in poverty. It's never going to happen. You might as well just say that you're a nonprofit organization and that you don't want no money. So, and since this person really has no business sense, we're just going to chalk it up as that. But that's the reality of it. Okay. And he thinks that if he reads out of a Bible, he's going to hold me and my family in chains. And this is a black man who once in America was in chains, physically in chains, on a plantation, being whipped by a white man. Now, this man, a black man who should be shamed out of town. I don't know anybody that does that. I mean, a lot of them do, but a lot of the black Christian preachers, you do see them attacking witches, and there's even some of them on YouTube that I have realized were attacking me and speaking Bible curses on me. um they are like that, but a lot of the black preachers that preach, they spread good things. You know what I'm saying? I personally don't use the Bible at all in my work. in my spiritual, spiritual practices. But there, a lot of black men, they do try at least to take that Bible and give good things to their community and their people. No, not this person. This person wants to curse black people because he hates black people and he's black. That's what I wanted to expose. Now, how do you feel about that, sis? Because I already know you got some kind of feeling about that. Like, and the problem is that those spirits, like, they hate him too. Those Bible spirits that he invokes out of the Bible, he keeps a Bible in his house. He's invoking these curses of Psalms and of Timothy and Leviticus. And those spirits are not welcome where I dwell, because this is a house of witchcraft and magic. So those spirits are not welcome here, right? I've already given my allegiance to Satan, because in that Bible, it actually, like y'all got to understand. So I do teach a class in witchcraft and necromancy, and Psalms 109 is a Christian's, that's their favorite curse. Oh, they just love that curse. That curse is responsible for probably 80% of homelessness in this country. Psalms 109 is responsible for it, because it covers everything. It says that you and your children are vagabonds. It says that you're going to be ran from your land. You're not going to have food to eat. So that's the main one, and the primary one that they invoke. Now imagine if a Christian woke up every single day and invoked that curse on you every single day. And in order for them to invoke that curse, they go to who? They go to Satan, right? So Christians are actually responsible for Satan coming into anybody's life, right? But then, so what Satan will do is Satan will say, well, first of all, if you try to invoke Satan on me, you're going to have instant backlash, because I know Satan very well. In fact, I have a very close relationship with Satan. Okay. And, I don't, it just is what it is. I think of Satan as an actual real deity, and it just is what it is. Okay. But, when you look at it, that's what they do. So instead of getting up and doing something good for his community, instead of getting up and loving himself, today he decided to be in total hate. Today he decided to be a hater. And then he sits around and he wonders why his life is not filled with prosperity and abundance, but rather struggle. So this is the type of person that I would not follow around. I just wouldn't. It's not about his choice of religion, but it's the way that he uses it. I actually don't have a problem with Christians and Christianity, but when they are trying to invoke, coming from a foundation of hypocrisy, when they're trying to invoke that on us, on anybody, I don't agree with that. And bear in mind that he's not only invoking that, he also wants black people to be his slave. He wants to emulate colonizers. This is a fact. This is a black man that wants to treat black people like they are his slaves. He's never owned a business before. He's never employed anybody before. But that's what he wants to do. So not only does he do that, but he uses several passages out of the Bible where he can enslave and try to dominate people and try to speak for people. So when you look at the Bible and when you read those Bible verses that are about slavery, those spirits are the spirits that are causing the oppression. Okay. And those spirits can be invoked on anybody. I mean, okay, let's talk about racism. Let's talk about the races. In reality, every race has went through slavery. Every single race has went through slavery. Have they not? White people have went through slavery. Japanese people have went through slavery. Every person, every race on this earth has went through slavery because of that Bible. Every last one of them. So, slavery is not just a personal thing to black people. There's some people that do personalize it a lot, and I can understand why. But you got to ask yourself, why would I listen to a person that has that kind of stupidity hovering over their goddamn head? It's repulsive for a black man to do that, but I'm telling y'all how they do it. How does the black man oppress you? How? As a black woman. How does the white man oppress you? As a white woman. How do they do it? They use Timothy and Leviticus and Ephesians. That's how they do it. And they wake up every day. They've got their, you know how you put a bookmark? They've got those particular passages in the Bible bookmarked, and they speak those curses over you every single day. So, this is how these men are able to rape you and get away with it, steal from you and get away with it, beat you and get away with it. And it is disgusting. Hell Lilith, hell Satan, hell Lilith. That's why I'm telling y'all. That's why, for me, I don't, like I said, I don't have a problem with Christians. Why would I have a problem with you? But it's not about you being a Christian. It's what you're doing. It's what you're doing. And I can see what you're doing and I can hear what you're doing. And that's the problem. I have a real problem with especially a black man that has decided that as a black woman, I'm only 25% human. So this is an actual black male that is racist against his own people while living in Gwinnett County. We're only an hour from Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier is only an hour away. Okay. And Sissy, we're gonna do a Zoom. Sis, do you want to do a Zoom session with me today? Because I want to talk to you and show you some stuff. That's disgusting to be that way. That's disgusting to do that. And why? Why? Why are you that way? He's that way because he wants to be able to degrade and denigrate a woman. And if a woman doesn't accept it, the degradation and the denigration, then what does he do? Now, I don't have a problem with waking up every morning. I've got my rituals. Spirit already told me what to do about it. Well, you just gonna have to get up every morning, Jamila, and you're gonna have to light up your black candle. And you're gonna have to do what you gotta do every day. And that's fine. I can add that to the long list of things that I already have to do. And then before I go to bed, I can do what I gotta do. So there's no problem. You know what I'm saying? But the issue is that why do people allow men to behave that way? For what? Or am I not a free woman? Was I born a slave? No, I was not. I was born in 1977. Hell, slavery been abolished for 100 years. So why is this man waking up every day reading out the Bible, trying to oppress me and curse me with the Bible? Why? Is it because of his ignorance? Absolutely. What I want to drive home to a lot of you witches and women out there is because it doesn't just affect witches. Women are affected every single day by spirits of that Bible. And there is a way for you to reverse it and send it back to them. Why are they conjuring up those spirits anyway? Why? What's the purpose? So, there's a reason for the inverted cross. The reason for the inverted cross is to fight against those bad spirits. That's why we have them. That's why we have them. So it's really crazy. And it really doesn't make any sense because what ends up happening is that it ends up backfiring on them horribly. Because what a witch is going to do is she's going to curse a person. If I've got to do a reversal and return to sender on you at any given moment, I'm going to get irritated and curse you on top of it. It just doesn't make any sense. So, as a black person, I don't trust nor respect somebody that does that. First of all, you're not mentally capable of even understanding anything. You're not intelligent. This is not an intelligent black man either. He's not smart at all. Because if you were smart, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing in the first place. And I know a lot of intelligent black men. That one is not. Going around in your hatred every single day, hating on people, harassing people, stalking people, doing everything that ain't gonna do nothing but get you where you going, is not gonna help you. And the women and the children that you attack are always going to be protected. Now, why people are in 2024 still trying to conjure all this hateful energy against women and children, I'm going to tell you why. Because they have given up on life. These people have given up. They lack creativity. They lack the momentum. And at some point, somebody either stopped them or slowed them down or something, and they need to project that to other people. What would I need to be worried about that for? And actually, y'all, I didn't even realize that I needed to reverse Bible curses until last year. I was like, damn, I was shocked. You have to be very specific when you are throwing back Bible curses. Okay, you do. And you do have to do it because those spirits, they easy come, easy go. And it is because of it is because of, well, number one, it's because those spirits are readily available, because those spirits are abundant. I'd say that religion and Bible curses are abundant with bad energy. You see how it's destroying the world. you know I think that at some point, because when I wake up in the morning, I'd rather be a blessing to a person and not a curse. But sometimes you just have to, because otherwise, what are you going to do? This person just will not stop stalking you and harassing you based upon their discrimination beliefs and or discriminatory beliefs. And what are you supposed to do? I'm not going to bless somebody that's trying to curse me. That would be just like giving somebody a knife or a gun that has told you that they want to kill you. Common sense. Mhm. So today, I got a lot to do today, y'all. Um, Everybody, when I do any kind of money work, it's not just for me, it's for my clients, it's for my loved ones, it's for my people that are rocking with me. So I'm going to be doing money work today. And I actually started on it yesterday, and we're still in full moon energy. I've got crystals to charge. I've got a lot to do today, but I'm going to sage out my house today first. But y'all need to understand that y'all are being oppressed on a biblical level is what's happening. So because those people that do that to you, whether or not it's your fathers, your brothers, your cousins, maybe even sometimes your auntie or your grandma or your mama, and those spirits are not fair. They're not. Except for in Psalms 109 when they conjure Satan on people, right? The person that they hate, the adversary, right? So that's why I think it's important to have a relationship with Satan. I do. I feel it's very important, to be honest with you, because, how could you not? If you have a biblical person or a religious person in your life, you pretty much don't have a choice. And why would you want a choice? To me, Satan is pretty cool. That's just my opinion. Okay. But, so when they invoke that spirit on you, what are you supposed to do? And they are invoking it. And that's all they do. They get up, they get their cross, they kiss their cross, and they get to trying to curse people. They invoke the dark one on us, and we say, "Oh, dark one, I respect you. I give you allegiance." And Satan says, "Go ahead on, be abundant and prosperous." You know what? It can be a very difficult thing. It can be you catch judgment, but I'm ready for it because I've caught a lot of judgment because of that. But you know what? It's practical. It's practical because you keep trying to curse me, right? And you keep trying to conjure Satan on me. Eventually, a person is going to figure out that I've got to hail Satan and give him homage because he's going to show up when they call him. And I realize that after, even if you go and you look at my old channel, you will see, not my old channel, but my main channel, you'll see the evolution. And one of the reasons why I even ran into Satan is because men and women alike were conjuring Satan on me. So I had no choice. They were trying to curse me, and Satan kept coming to me. I kept wondering why Satan kept coming to me every Monday, every Saturday, and, just kept popping up. I was like, well, Satan, I was like, I don't, and eventually it got to the point where I said, well, I see you, old dark one. And I think I'd rather make friends with you rather than be enemies. And then that's when they really get upset because now Satan is willing to do favors for you. He's not going to do it himself. Satan is not going to necessarily do it himself. He's going to give you other spirits, that are basically under him or at the same level as him because Satan is busy doing whatever he's doing. And so somebody like myself that is brave enough to tell the truth about the situation. So just be careful out there. If your thoughts are overtaken by a male, whether or not it's your ex or it's your husband or it is your father, it is because there are certain biblical verses and entities that they have conjured against you because they're reading out of the Bible. As a black woman, where Sissy go? Sis, where you at? As a black woman, I feel betrayed just as a black woman. I feel very betrayed by a lot of black men that do that because in reality, I'm as a witch, I'm not trying to hurt those people. Never have been. Never have, I think they get paranoid and they get delusional. They automatically assume that, but that's most of us witches, they bring the devil out of us. They bring that hatred out of us. They start that crap because it's like, well, I wasn't even tripping off of that. And what irritates me is that it doesn't even have to be that way. They do it because they want power over other people, but they have none over themselves. That's why they do it. And, also they're very jealous and hateful. They have jealousy problems. They probably, I know for a fact that my ex is jealous. He just came in here under a troll account saying that you can't afford to move because I said last night that there was a man back in Kansas City for me. And what he's going to do and what he has done is curse his own family. Don't you have children? Shouldn't you be concerned about your children? See, this is the reason why I'm very careful about a man that I have around me. Why on God's green earth would you be a father with children at home and you conjuring all this stuff that's going to essentially get sent back to you, that's going to affect your children, your family? And you know it is. It always is. Because even if I didn't know how to manipulate energy, if I wasn't at that level, I mean, there's like thousands of deities and spirits, including Saint Michael, that will do it for me. So you have a family, you have children, but yet you're not concerned about those children. You're concerned about hating on a woman that you know is leaving you, a woman that is not your wife, a woman that is not bore any of your children. And the reason why they try to speak things to you and they use those dominant spirits in that Bible is because they want to manifest it. This is how Christians manifest. It is by reading the Bible. They use the Bible for everything. If a father decided that they wanted to harm their children because the children talk back to them, they can beat the crap out of their children, leave welts and bruises and marks and blood all over them. CPS come by, see the welts and marks, and all they have to do is say, spare the rod, spoil the child. And 9 times out of 10, that Bible spirit is going to protect them. That's why a lot of, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of them have prolonged abuse and they get away with it because they are conjuring those spirits so that somebody can turn a blind eye. And even if a CPS worker came by and saw bruises, saw cuts, saw welts, now a lot of them like, I can see this child has been beaten. I'm taking this child out the damn home. They will, but a lot of times they end up putting the child back in the home, which is sad. So they can actually come over and see bruises and welts on those kids. Or if you talk back to your father and you said, hey, I'm standing up to you, you're negative, I don't like you. And they'll say, well, honor thy mother and thy father, and y'all know the rest. So that essentially is your parent wishing and speaking death on you. So it's a very terrible thing. It really is. And the reason why I don't contend with religion is because I'm a good person. I have a heart of gold. I don't like it. I see the harm that it does to children and women and men every single day. But on the same token, if you got somebody that, and one of the reasons why, especially a Black person, feels authority over you is because they've read in those Bibles. And they've conjured up that spirit, but it's a spirit just like any other. And those spirits can be banished. So that's why you have to have your sage. Now, here's the thing about it though. What's the point in getting sage when you yourself, just like my ex, keeps conjuring those spirits? You're going to have sage to sage your house, but yet you're going to replace it by conjuring curses against people? Make that make sense. That doesn't even make sense in with law of attraction. I don't get it. But I live within intelligence and intellect, and according to the Bible, knowledge is evil. So, and that's the reason why you have a choice to contend with it. Just like I have choices. Now, there used to be a time when every race that went through slavery on some sort, especially blacks, we didn't have a choice. We were slaves, but we're not anymore. And then also, we have the right to practice, just like they have a right to practice, just like they have a right to lose this war, because they consistently lose wars with witches every single day. And the reason why is because the dark powers that they call on, we have a direct connection with. I'm sitting there, I'm like, you gonna call Satan on me? That's my boy. Satan is my father. And you gonna call Satan on me to hurt me? So that's why a lot of witches don't admit to it. But really, in reality, they have a very close tie with Satan. And what choice did they have? Most of us do. All of us do. And then here's what's even worse. I'm going to tell you what's a double edged sword for the Christians. They will call on Satan to do dirty work for them and then rebuke him on Sunday and tell them that they don't care about him and tell them that he's the adversary. But yet they conjured him? Hold up, hold up. So you conjured Satan, you conjured Satan, and then you went right back and spit in his face? So then they wonder why things get even worse for them. Let me tell y'all the lesson learned from that, from Saturn, Satan, is quit being nosy. Mind the business that pays you. Simple. I don't understand why these people do it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But then they say, well, the Bible is very sexist. They say, well, you're a woman and you don't know what you're talking about, woman. Really? That's why a lot of male preachers, they hate people like Joyce Myers. And I'm not really into Joyce Meyer either. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of feel like it's kind of silly for a woman to be a female preacher. Because it's obvious in the Bible that women are not favored in the Bible. I mean, that's obvious, right? Right, because and a lot of those women will disillusion themselves, and they will say, uh well, in the Bible it says never suffer a witch to live. They will invoke that spirit. Okay. And as a witch, I know how to reverse that. So you wish death on me. Okay. So then now death comes to you. Okay. Just simple as that. But they will invoke that. But women, there's so many passages of the Bible that go against you. Like, so I mean, it's to be afraid too. A lot of them are afraid, and I don't know why. I really don't. But let them be scared, do what they gotta do. So, I wanted to say that it'll probably be an all day thing where he's going to read from this Bible and go live. I have way too much stuff to do today. If y'all want to pay him any attention, go ahead, but I can promise you it's your crops are going to die. Your crops will die. They will. And that's all it is to it. Okay? So, I'll be seeing y'all, and I've got to get some new stuff up on the website because remember when I told you guys that I was going to do a yes or no question, just a quick yes or no, because a lot of you guys are contacting them psychic hotlines and stuff, and you're paying about $20 or $30 to get a very quick answer. So I figure I can give you guys a yes or no question via text, with a picture of your cards and a quick explanation, and just kind of expand a little bit upon that. You know what I'm saying? Whenever, I think that I think that it is a good business decision, because years ago this same person came to me and said I wouldn't offer a 15-minute reading if I were you. And I was like, why not? I asked him, I said, why not? And keep in mind, this man has never ran a business. He's never ran a business before in his life. And he's not a psychic. He's totally blind. He's not. He's just spouting nonsense and gibberish. He said, well, because what's going to happen is that a lot of people are going to get the cheapest thing. I said, well, that's actually not true, because I have a lot of people that come to me and, they purchase an hour reading. So, an hour reading by phone or by Zoom is very different from like a quick yes or no answer for $10 or $15. That's like totally different. You know what I'm saying? And so, so I ignored him, and I will continue to ignore him. And I would suggest other people to ignore him because, he hates the world. This is somebody that actually hates the entire world, does not want to be here, sits and tries to drink himself to death every single day. Okay. So he's not going to give you any information that you can use, nor any energy that he can use that you can use. And just because he speaks my name does not mean that he's using my energy, because we've pulled out all of my energy from that situation. I'm not connected or tied to that situation at all. Okay. In fact, the cord cutting bottle that I made, I can't even find it. I'm like, well, what y'all do with it? They like, you don't need it no more. You already did the cord cutting. That's it. And I said, okay. But I think that things happen for a reason, because a lot of y'all do have Bible curses on you. A lot of you have had those Bible curses spoken against you, and they will rise up on you, and it doesn't matter uh if you've done anything. A lot of y'all will be like, well, why is this happening to me? I haven't done anything to harm anybody. And that is why, because those spirits don't care if you've harmed anybody. They don't care. And I'm not saying that that's Satan doing that, because Satan is not a Christian's bitch. He wants people to know that right now. Like, in Psalms, when they invoke Satan in Psalms, Satan ain't gonna show up most of the time. He's only gonna show up to people that he's interested in. So I'm not saying that they got Satan in chains and none of that, because they don't. They don't. That's the reality of it. And Satan is not bothering people. Satan really, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up and down. When you look at the word devil and you invert devil, it represents lived. Okay, invert devil, Devililived is lived, right? Survived, pretty much. So the devil is almost like, what you can think of him as the green man. This is when everything dies and everything replenishes itself. This is when plants are growing. This is when flowers are growing. This is when trees are growing. This is growth, right? They don't want to look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Not for anybody but themselves, but they really don't understand. And here's another thing. You can tell obviously that a lot of them haven't actually studied Christian science as well, because many of us know more about what they think that they're doing than even they do. So that's another thing. It's kind of ridiculous to me. And I don't know why a Christian, if I were a Christian, I would make it about Jesus Christ. I would make it about what it was. You know what I'm saying? But they want, because they assume that witches are just going around cursing everybody, and that's not true. Your own God told you that you were cursed from the day that you were conceived, that you was born from sin. So I don't understand that either. So then that's why they always want to curse, curse, curse. But in reality, they are the problem. They have the mirror pointed back at them. They are actually looking at a mirror. They start mess, they start wars the way that they do. They start it, they lay down the seeds, and then they reap what they sow. If y'all have ever been convinced that a Christian man can ever get over on a witch, y'all are sadly mistaken. If you are a male that thinks that you are going to take down a witch with your Bible, you are sadly mistaken. Now, do you plan on taking it further? Are you planning on really going on a witch hunt and trying to murder somebody? You need to go and get therapy and counseling. You need to seek help then. Go seek help. Pronto, tanto. But at the same time, you know, there is nothing wrong with protecting yourself from death and destruction. You can do that. And I have very demonic satanic protection, y'all. Just FYI. My death protection is pristine and it is top notch. Okay. So that's why you'll see self-destructive people self-destructing sometimes, because why, first of all, why would you, what would be the reason for you to be sitting around taking my life again? And so, yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to say to y'all. Okay. Y'all have a good day. And I will be set. I'm gonna check on my other channel to see if it's all right, y'all. I gotta go. I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Blessings and peace, and hell to Satan, um hell to Shiva, and hell to Zeus. Okay. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Blessings. Bye. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up too, and y'all share this. Cause I'm tired of seeing people run around here acting and looking stupid all the damn time. I really am. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.